after these messages. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, welcome to Odd Pod, the #1 place for nostalgia. I'm Dan, and this is After These Messages, a brand new show for Odd Pod where we talk about commercials we remember as a kid. And since it's the Halloween season, I thought I'd kick it off with Fiendish Feet.
Can Spooky Wookie make milk shake? Do apples crumble before they're enough? Do eggs scramble when they see the Finkysaurus? Of course not. St. Ivel Fiendish Feet are far too good to be bad.
Now, some of you might not know what this is at all, mostly if you're not in the UK. Because I'm pretty sure these are just a British thing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are just a British thing. And Fiendish Feet was so cool. I loved them as a kid. I had all the little pots as a kid. Had them all the time. Just the best yogurt ever. Like I said, they're like little collectibles. And I've actually got two here to show you. So we've got Fair Enough right here. It's got the little feet and everything so you can stand them all. I used to have them on a little shelf or stood next to each other. So this is chocolate flavour. Fair Enough. And then we've got Frankenstein. That's a raspberry flavour one. And one day, when I have a pretty decent collection of Fiendish Feet, I will do a proper video on Fiendish Feet. A really good one. But for now, I just have these two. But look how cool they are. Very nice. So yeah, we've got little feet. That's why they're called Fiendish Feet. And little faces and stuff. Really cool. So yeah, so I remember seeing the advert or commercial back in the day, and it's such a cool commercial. It's so cool. All the animation and stuff, and they're just showing you like all the different pots and stuff like that. And it's just it's probably one of the most Halloween-y type commercials I remember from back in the day. They had like Monster Munch adverts and stuff like that, and I'll get onto that one day probably. But Fiendish Feet, every time I think back to my childhood and to any kind of spooky things, especially food-wise, these are top of the list. Fiendish Feet. Absolutely love them. As it's the first episode, I don't know if I'll do this all the time, but there is another Fiendish Feet commercial. It's a shorter one, I think. So I'll play that now.
Aye. Now here's a tasty little number. One of the Fiendish Feet, yogurts and desserts from St. Ivel.
There you go. I don't know if I'll do that all the time because mostly it'll be focusing on just the one commercial of the product or whatever it is for. But I thought because there's two here, I'll show it because I love Fiendish Feet so much. But yeah, I'll show them again just because they're so cool. Look at them. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I can talk about with this. So yeah, every episode of After These Messages isn't going to be the longest thing ever probably because commercials are around 30 seconds long and there's only so much you can really say about them. But I thought it'd be of interest because no one really talks about old commercials or anything anymore. They just talk about like retro toys, retro games, cartoons and stuff like that. So the adverts and stuff just sort of left out a little bit. So I thought I'd do a series talking about it, and I'll have guests on in the future as well talking about their favourites. So I think it'd be quite cool. So comments below, please, if you remember Fiendish Feet. And if you do remember them, did you collect them? And which ones do you remember? Because the Dracula one, I can't remember what his name is now, but the Dracula one's the one I remember the most. But these are so cool. I just remember being in the kitchen at my grandparents' house on the floor, and I had all the Fiendish Feet pots and I was just playing with them and stuff. Yeah, it's one of the few toys I remember. One of the few foods I remember that you could literally convert into a toy. Like I said, because they've got the little feet, so like little figurines, you can move them around. They've got faces, so you can make them like interact with each other. So it's one of the few food type things I remember you could literally just turn into a toy afterwards, which is amazing. So there we go. Fiendish Feet, comments below, your memories of Fiendish Feet, or anything similar to Fiendish Feet. I'd like to know. So yeah, there we go. That was After These Messages, episode 1. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.